Hello everyone, my name's Visual Pine, and welcome to my Skyfactory test world. And why are we here today? Well, because I discovered a multi-block structure that I believe everyone who is thinking about starting Skyfactory 3, everyone who is playing Skyfactory 3 right now, you need to know about the Garden Cloche. And on top of knowing about the Garden Cloche, you need to know what uses it has for you and what applications later on in game it can be used for. Now, what is the Garden Cloche? The Garden Cloche is a multi-block structure that you input water, fertilizer, your growing material of choice for whatever crop you need. So for the majority of crops, it's going to be dirt, not fertilized dirt, just regular old dirt. And then, of course, you can use sand for things like sugarcane and cactus. And you also need to give it power. Now, this is out of immersive engineering. So you might ask yourself, well, what do I need to get to a Garden Cloche? Well, the first thing is you need to build a coke oven. Now, a coke oven is a 3x3 structure cube that is made using coke bricks. You make coke bricks by combining clay, bricks, and sandstone. Specifically, you need 36 clay, 36 brick, and 9 sandstone. So we're going to take this, and I'm going to go ahead and make this structure here. Boop, boop, boop. All right, well, I built it in 3x3, but nothing happened. It just looks like a bunch of coke bricks stacked on top of each other. That's because currently it is. The main tool in immersive engineering is the engineer's hammer, and it's made using string, 2 iron, and 2 sticks. So we're going to go ahead and make this. Hammer! Then, with the engineer's hammer in hand, right-click the structure, and you'll see this opening pop up. In this opening, you'll find a couple slots here. You've got this first slot, which we're going to put coal into. And then you see this flame appear. And it is going to cook down into coke charcoal. Now, why am I building this structure and why are we producing coke? That is because we are here for the byproduct of this process. The byproduct of this process is a material called creosote oil. So if you're in your world and you're ready to get into this, I would build the coke oven, throw a stack of coal in here, like so, and then go do some other things for a couple minutes. While you wait for this flame to burn all the way down, and then you will see this fluid area start to build up. So we're going to let that happen, and I will be right back. And we're back. Now, a couple minutes have passed. 2 pieces of coal coke have been created. 1,000 millibuckets of creosote oil are in this byproduct slot here. So what am I going to do with that? Well, we're going to take a bucket. We're going to put it up here in this blue section. And it's going to take the creosote oil and create a creosote oil bucket. Now, with that, you are going to take the creosote bucket or oil bucket and surround it with 8 wood planks to get treated wood planks. Now, you might ask yourself now, how is this getting us to a Garden Cloche? Well, the recipe for the Garden Cloche is all the way here at the end. And it takes 2 treated wood planks, 2 pieces of glass, a lantern, and an iron mechanical component. The other 2 pieces you're going to need here in this process, after you get your treated planks, is you're going to need to take an engineer's hammer and create 2 iron plates. And you just do that by putting them here in the crafting station next to each other. Alternatively, you could take one of these plates to a tinker's smeltery, put a pour gold on it, and create a cast, and then you wouldn't have to use the engineer's hammer anymore. You would have a a plate cast, and you would be able to automatically create plates that way. But you're going to take, for this instance, we're using the hammer, created 2 iron plates, come over here, use the 2 iron plates, 2 glass panes, glowstone, to create 3 lanterns. Follow that up with the iron mechanical component, which is 4 pieces of iron and a copper ingot in the middle. Now, since you're given 3 lanterns when you craft them, I say go ahead and start by creating 3 mechanical components as well, just so you have 3 garden cloches out of the gate. So you take the lantern, 2 pieces of glass, 2 pieces of treated wood planks, and the iron mechanical component to get the garden cloche. Now that you have the garden cloche, what are we going to do with it? I mean, you place it down and you've got all these ports, and where's everything go? Well, here's the most simplest thing I can do for you, or to explain it to you rather. This back port here is where your fluids go. This top port is where the power goes. And the main port here in the front is how the items are exported from the cloche. And you've got all this UI, and currently I don't have anything hooked up, so it's just kind of sitting here. Let's get this all set up and ready to go. So I'm going to come over here. And first thing I'm going to build is the fluid tank from Ender.io. Holds 16 buckets worth of water, and you can funnel it into the cloche with fluid conduits. Now, to make fluid conduits, first you're going to need binder composite, which is gravel, sand, and clay. You need 8. You only need 1 of these for right now. Then you're going to take your alloy smelter, and you're going to put glass in here to make quite clear glass. Now that I have 3 quite clear glass, also with that binder composite, you put that in a furnace and cook it up to these conduit binders. We're going to take the quite clear glass and make 8 fluid conduits. That's way more than what we need right now. Now also, what did I have in this one? There's one other thing we're going to need. And that's to get power to the cloche. First, you're going to need a pair of these engineer wire cutters. Second, you're going to need copper plates. Now, copper plates are made the same way as the iron plates. You use the engineer's hammer and copper ingots. Or if you use the smeltery, you can put copper in the smeltery, Tinker's Construct smeltery, and make plates that way. But you're going to take copper plates and engineer wire cutters, and you're going to make copper wire. We're going to take this copper wire, match it with a stick, and get LV copper coils. And one last thing we're going to need for this, the earliest possible way you could do this, is to take 4 hardened clay and 3 copper ingots to make LV wire connectors. Now, we have everything that we need for the basics of the Garden Cloche. Alright, we're going to come over here, and actually I had a different generator, but the survival generator from Extra Utilities 2 will work just nicely. And is really cheap. 2 pieces of redstone, a furnace, an iron ingot, and cobblestone. Gives you the survival generator. Now with the survival generator... See, all the best laid plans. Real quick. Survival generator just takes coal like anything else. It starts producing some RF. Great. What you're going to do is you're going to an LV wire connector here. And, to the top of the cloche. Then we're going to take LV wire coil. And I've got my first link set. Oh no. And I've got my second link set. Now, this should mean hold on, give it a minute, that the cloche is now getting power from the generator. Next, let's put in the water. So we're going to take those, I really wish you wouldn't stop doing that, those fluid conduits. And we're going to right-click on the fluid conduit, activate redstone mode, activate without signal, and we're going to extract. And then this one is going to insert. Then we shall, I'll take a water egg real quick. And we're going to fill this up all the way to the top, which is 16 millibuckets. It's going to drain into here, and it takes 4,000. So it's probably, there we go. So once we've got water and we've got power, let's take some dirt. And I had some. Always running off on me, these seeds. Let's just start with wheat. You need 1 seed. And this fertilizer amount is going to pop up. If you do want to fertilize it, you need to use stuff like, use bone meal in this slot. And in fact, I'll show you real quick. And put that in there. And then when this fertilizer amount goes to 0, that'll pop that in and increase the growth modifier. Now, you get this nice little glow graphic where that is growing. Quickly, mind you. And the generator is keeping up with the power currently. Because it's going in there, and the RF really isn't dropping. Oh, there it says it's dropping a little bit. But for early on, this is about as early as you could do. And as you can see, this is filling up pretty quick. And this works with all seeds, your magical crop seed or mystical agriculture seeds, still used to call them magical crops. Now, if you wanted to automate the removal of these seeds, is it still dropping pretty hard? It's still dropping pretty hard. That's fine. To automate the removal of these seeds, you're going to need these conveyor belts. Unfortunately, there's not an easy way to put it up here without putting it at the bottom first. So I need to make sure the direction is pointing this way. And I'm just going to basically stack it on top of each other. And you just saw it as it comes out. Conveyor belt just drags it right out and drops it. Well, that's not going to be very good if you're AFKing or don't want to pay attention to it. So what do? Just put a chest there. And then, or I use a storage crate, and it just funnels right into the crate, and this will all fill up with all of your gardening needs. And just to show you how quickly the other way goes, watch this real quick. This is way faster than setting up a plot and waiting for this stuff to grow. It really is. And if you watch my Skyfactory 3 series, you heard me complain that the replication of the seeds for mystical agriculture has been disabled. Well, the cloche ignores this and gives you all the seeds you will ever need. So there's that. And that is your most basic setup. And what I would say that after you get comfortable with sieving and having a bunch of copper and iron and all of that stuff sitting around, this should be pretty comfortable to make. And to make the conveyor belt, you're going to need some leather and redstone and iron ingots. That isn't a necessity. This early on, you're probably not ready to automate it. But just to get some of these crops working, I would highly recommend building this as soon as possible. Now for funsies. I'm going to show off another mod with this. And that's going to be Draconic Evolution. Because I just did this in my own world, and I'm pretty proud of it. So I'm going to do it here. Also to give you a quick overview of Draconic Evolution Energy, if you don't know. Now this is a creative capacitor bank. So I'm going to put an Ender IO crystal on it. And you can currently see that the IO mode, up there on the left, is balance. If you shift right click with your left, if you shift right click, you see that these terms change. When you attach it to something you want to pull energy from, you need input mode. So currently this crystal is inputting energy from the capacitor bank. Now, I think you see where I'm going with this. You take another Energy IO crystal from Draconic Evolutions, and we're going to put it up top. Now, this one we want to say output, and it's going to feed energy into here. And let's see here. Boop. And those will connect directly. But if you didn't want to connect them directly, there is a basic energy relay crystal. And you basically take that and pop it there, and then take the energy crystal and connect it to that. Whoops. There you go. And this thing should be receiving power. Yep, lots of it. And of course, I still have the same fluid setup. So that's a cool way later on when you want to get into wireless energy and all of that good stuff. But that's towards the end game. And when you see my episode on Friday, you will see how I have all of this wired up. But this is a quick way for me to show you what I've been working on in between episodes on the Skyfactory world. I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and I hope you learned a lot about the Garden Cloche, and I hope I gave you enough information to start building them on your own and give you lots of new options for gardening and creating basically an infinite amount of supplies for your world. If you enjoyed today's video, please leave a like down below. If you're brand new to the channel and want to follow me for all of the great Minecraft and indie games that I play, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You can also follow me on Twitter, hear my random ramblings throughout the day, and the link to that will be down in the description below. I hope you had a fun time today. I know I did. And if you come back and see me for another episode, well, I'll see you then. Have a good one, everybody.